Hey guys, before I jump into a battle where I'll be plundering NPCs, just going to run down the basics, the essentials and the tips. One thing I would suggest is don't use swordplay skill. Add it to the bookshelf, but make sure that when you do, you're in a swordplay skill preferred job, and when you retrieve out the bookshelf, again, swordplay skill preferred job. Don't use any plus attack equipment. The key to plundering is not to kill the NPCs. Keep them alive as long as possible and let your aid do the plundering for you. If you've plundered all the NPCs' water and they can't use surgery and they're running low on crew, simply leave the battle and then re-engage. The NPCs will be back up to full crew strength. This is the equipment that I use. It's very cheap, efficient. Closed helmet, gold-plated armour, iron gloves, greaves. The Bahanimu's warrior shield, not essential. So it's an uncommon item, but it does add a little extra security in melee defence. The ship I use, fast in battle, very low crew needed to sail it, so you can lose crew and still be at full speed. Great skills, perfect for plunder. So here we have the essential skills for plundering, the Oxford skills. Now the Plunder A2, not essential, but for those of you who need it, does add +2 to your plunder. The successful plundering 1 and 2, both are essential in my eyes. I've tried just using successful plundering 2, and the seized cargo just wasn't as common as I'd like it to be. So here we have a list of the aids to the left with, you can find them at the Ivro with the link at the top. Ambush, in my opinion, isn't needed anymore, not since Oxford introduced rare item plunder. Okay, so on to the battle. I've been sinking the normal fleets that are around south of Jolo for 7 minutes until this rare fleet has appeared. All I'm going to do is start spamming guard to minimise loss to the enemy's crew. Now at the moment my melee attack is a little too high compared to the NPC's melee defence, so they are trying to retreat, which is bad because when they will get fails with retreating, they will lose too much crew, and the key is really to keep the NPCs alive as long as possible. This particular fleet is a little tricky because they don't use surgery that often, and not only that, but they have very little water, which I end up plundering. Criticals, they will happen. Now we're going to just slow the video down here to show you that I get the retreat that I want. It's a failed retreat. I lose 16 crew and now my melee attack has dropped lower than the NPC's melee defense, so that's perfect. Just going to speed up the video while I talk about plundering. So yeah, this rare fleet is a rare fleet that you have to continually sink normal fleets in a certain area, and the rare fleet will eventually spawn. There are surprise attack fleets where you sail around a certain area with caution off, and the fleet will eventually attack you. There are also fleets that annoyingly will only attack a player of a certain level, and usually it's quite a low total level, so it's rather annoying. It's like the Maori feathers of Australia region. They will only attack a total level 30 player, which is annoying because there shouldn't really be any need for a player of those levels to be in Australia sea basin, but you've got to take a note really for some of these fleets. So yeah, I've bookshelved swordplay, so I don't have a high attack in melee. It helps a lot. I would honestly say, it's worth spending the time having it bookshelved. There are guides online that I use to help me with plundering, like Akazan's blog. Fantastic blog, put together by Akazan with help from Stinker as well as a few others. Kudos to them. There is a plunder map that I use also, which is in Japanese, but it's a little hard to figure out. What I will be doing is I'll be working on a plunder map for Gamma, because also the plunders are different as well for the Japanese server or the Korean server compared to Gamma. With retreating, you want to be looking at 3 or 4 successful seized cargoes from your raid. Then you want to be retreating and moving on. You don't want to be just spending way too much time on one NPC. This rare fleet is a little tricky, as I've said. They don't drop the Make and Improve roadbook, which is what I'm after, too often. You should be looking around 30 minutes to acquire it. At least one, especially. I mean, before I recorded this video, I went into the same battle against this particular fleet, and I got two books in, I don't know, must have been under 40 minutes. I think I've got the screenshots, which I might post later. Okay, just gonna slow this down. This is where I get the final book that I've been waiting for. I get the seized cargo, and ta-da! I got the Make and Improve book. So, yeah, under 20 minutes. These are the screenshots. Where that's the first one, 25 minutes. 36 minutes onwards, I got the second Make and Improve roadbook. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful. You can always ask me for help in game. Yeah, thanks for watching.